What's up, folks? Welcome back to Beyblade Burst. I'm your host, Michael Nightwing, and today we are going to open up my case, and I'm going to show you all what Beyblade combos I took with me to Bladers Kingdom number 7. Now, I ended up finishing Bladers Kingdom number 7 in 5th place, but I mean, I think that was okay. You know, it's a decent place. It's not like first, but it's a place. So we're gonna go over these combos. You're gonna see exactly what I went with, and I'm gonna try and analyze what I think worked and didn't work. So first things first, we're gonna come out here with this bad boy. This was my Sakura remake. Now, you all watched me work on Sakura, and I honestly didn't use this much. I think I used it once in a battle, and even Geetster99, when he looked at my deck, I wasn't using this. He's like, I've never seen you not use like Astral. So I kind of felt bad when he said that, and I was like, oh. And that was the battle I lost to end up in 5th place. So I kind of probably should have had this in there. This one was essentially meant to be, obviously, a balance type on more of an attack side. So it was Astral, Fafnir, Legacy, what's this thing called? Merge? Yeah, Merge. No, this isn't Merge. What is this thing called? Yeah, Merge, yeah. Merge Dash and 9. It's just essentially just meant to be a heavy hitting, like left spin attack type. So I'm still trying to find a way to make Astral more of an attack type. I might end up going right spin next time and going back to using Hunter and see how that goes. But what do you think about this combo? Like I said, I didn't put too much play on it if you watched the live video, but I think I should have. So it actually might have served me way better. I just didn't give it a chance to treat me right. The next one is going to be, now I only used this one once. I showed you all the combo that you should never make with this, but I used this instead. So it's high charge dash 1A, and then hollow Hyperion 2 with the metal chip core. I went with 1A because I still wanted to use this because it's so hoppy, but using it on a like single chassis obviously explodes. So this was actually able to withstand that high velocity of spin and not burst. I used it once against fried pasta, and I think it won. I think it was able to KO my opponent, but I didn't use it much after that. Just as much as I love the hollow layer, it's unpredictable to the sense where I just can't truly trust it. So as much as I try to use it from here and there in tournaments, I just don't have that much faith in it to not KO itself, which is what scares me the most. But I think it did pretty solid. Next one. This one I didn't use. I used once, I think. This one I used once, and I probably could have used it more. This one here is nothing but Prominence Valkyrie, right, with the gold Valkyrie chip, the 10 armor, tapered, and moment. My big issue with this one, and the reason why I didn't use it much, is because if it comes down to a life after death type of battle, this one wouldn't have the stamina for it. And since most people aren't running like heavy hitting attack types, this one's defensive prowess would not have been put on display. This thing can take some hits like very well and stay in the stadium, but I just don't think it would have been able to stand up. Now, one thing I will tell you when it comes to me as a Beyblader is I don't actually practice as much as you all think. So me getting 3rd, 5th, 4th, or whatever is always a big accomplishment to me because I don't put in the time to practice. Like compared to the other bladers in the top, they put in time and I do not. So I respect the fact that I lose because of that. And I think this combo probably would have done a lot better. I didn't trust it enough, and I should have gone with it more in the open rounds to see how it goes. But I'm always kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. The next one I didn't use much at all, but I always have in my deck as a faithful, is going to be a very simple combo, as you all know. Rage Hyperion 2 with the metal chip core, and hold dash. One, I use hold dash because of purple matches, I like that, and the fact that it moves around very aggressively, but has a decent amount of stamina if I can't get the hits in early. I think this one kind of got a little more stamina-y and lost its attack pattern on me, and I just didn't use it much more after that. Like, I still love this, but in the era of like Super King, or excuse me, in the era of DB Blades, this was a little on the light side. Like, this one comes in at 70 grams, which actually isn't too light. And this is like 72. So no, maybe I'm just making stuff up. This one's heavy at 83. And this one is 69. So it's actually not that light in comparison. I guess I just didn't give it the chance to treat me well. And that's something I always end up doing, is not giving my blades enough of a chance to show me their worth, I guess is the best way to put it. This one I think I used maybe once towards the end. And this one is just, because I'm still trying to find, I still love the infinite layer, and I want to use it as much as possible. So it's infinite, was this Lucifer 1 in attack mode with 3A, and then exceed dash plus the exceed chip, the X chip. Yeah, I didn't use it much at all. I think it would have done pretty well if I gave it the opportunity to do me well, but I just didn't use it that often. I kind of end up going in with like, it's like 70 grams. I usually have 5 blades in mind already, and then I have these extra ones just in case I want to try something different. So I may use like 4 blades that I know I can win with and 1 questionable one just to see how it does. But I never really give that questionable one a chance to really outshine anymore. This one here is going to be Belial 2 Ultimate 3 Nexus locked in. That's the one I have like super fused in. That's like, you can't move it. It's just stuck like this. And quick dash from the Command Dragon. The Command Dragon from Hasbro's Pro Series. I had the 3 obviously set up where each one of the points goes here. And I don't think I use this so much at all either in the tournament. It's just very scrapey. And it kind of burst a lot at 72 grams. Next one, this is just a safe one. My safe one, I always have this in my deck. I usually run it as like number 3. So that way, if I lose the first 2, I can secure a pretty solid point. Because in Bladers Kingdom, you're allowed to do a spin rotation once in a shuffle. So me having this in there has saved me numerous times as the one that just gets a little bit of an outspin on my opponent. And I end up getting 1 point, which gives me a reshuffle and a chance to make my way through. It's literally just Master Spriggan, 00 Proof, and Metal Drift. It fails me. It failed me actually a number of times at Bladers Kingdom 5, or excuse me, Bladers Kingdom 7, and it got burst once, I think, at Bladers Kingdom 5. But other than that, it hasn't really. It's just a staple I keep in the deck. I might end up swapping out the layer for something like, I'm not gonna do Astral, maybe World, but I still think it holds up pretty well. It's on the lighter side of 66 grams, but still holds up very solidly. This one I didn't use at all, but I always keep in my deck because it's my favorite combo. Destroy Dash, 2B, and then Abyss Devilos. I just love it. Didn't use it at all. I usually have it, like if I pull this out, it's usually, like I said, it's my experimental one just to test out. It doesn't pack as much of a punch as the others. And has a fairly decent outspin, but I'm probably going to end up switching 2B over. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, I'm probably going to end up switching 2B over to my infinite so that I can use all the combo pieces, like the shield piece for infinite to give it more of a defensive or attack pattern. Because like right now it's locked in. Oh, kind of. Yeah, it's locked in. So then once I put the shield on, it's obviously free spinning. Or if I go with no shield, it's free spinning. So that's an option there. Again, I have to practice it and test it out. But like I said before, I don't test out and practice as much as I should to be a competitive Beyblader. But yeah, I mean, that's why I get 3rd place. I don't try hard enough. The next one here is one I like to use. And the only reason I use this is because I want to make as many combos as possible, and this is the only one that works with the L gear. So I had to make something with this, and I went with Wheel and High Extend Plus. It's just a stamina steal, as they call it, Spamina combo. It works until it doesn't work, but for the most part, it works. It weighs down pretty heavy on the opponent, and it just gives me a nice bit of, it's just safe. It's a very safe combo. It moves. The next one is going to be a staple I keep in my deck no matter what, which is Roar Bahamut. Now, this one I usually keep in low mode. I think for this, I switched up to high mode to try and win the point against my opponent, and I don't think it worked. but it's just going to be War, Bahamut, Zero, Over, and then Bearing, regular from the Hound Dog set. And it's just, you've seen me use this in pretty much every tournament recently. When I made this combo, it became my favorite combo. I never saw anybody use it, and it only loses really to like one combo. And other than that, it holds up very strong against everybody else. So this is always just a staple in my deck. And then this one here, Guilty Longness, 7. Now I use 7. You might be wondering, why did you use 7, Mike? Because like I have to find a way to use 7, right? Like it has to be used. Like I have to use it because there's not that many armors to choose from. So I went with 7 for the unbalanced attack, Blue Karma, and then Extreme Dash from the Pro Series. Now, it worked. I think I used it maybe once or twice, and it did the job. It KO'd the opponent, kept it moving, and it worked. I'm always a little timid to go in with attack types, just because attack types, especially rubber flat attack types, only have one move. That's it, they have one move. So if you ever watch Rurouni Kenshin, you know that one guy had one move, right, where he would like stab people. That was it. That was his only move. It was like a thrust. That was it. And if that move failed, he was kind of like, ah. And that's kind of how I feel with these ones. If I don't get that hit in early, then if I don't get that KO early, then it kind of comes down to a stamina finish. And a stamina finish isn't going to work with these. But I still like them. I like finishing battles early. It's just I wish they were more consistent. But that's just from me not practicing and not being good enough. That's all it is. So no one to blame but myself. The next one here, I tried once and it didn't work out that well. But it looks good. It looks good, and I think it can do very well. Because this Zone Dash Z I had be spinning. Like, that thing be spinning. Right? Spinning. So this one was Vanish, Spriggan, Red 6, Red Giga, and then Zone Dash Z. Now, I'll probably end up switching this out and giving it tapered with Zone Dash Z, just so I can use Giga on something like different. But I think this is a pretty solid combo. It didn't work very well in Sing Spin. When my opponent was using the Sing Spin, I would take off the chip so that I wasn't like wasting too much spin. But I don't think it won a lot. But again, I think this would actually do a lot better if I just practice it more. Like if I gave it more effort, I think it would work. Or it might work pretty well on something like Never. I have Never on two with me? Yeah. So it might work pretty well with Never. But the Spriggan chip, obviously, it doesn't like click all the way sometimes. So that's why I had to use a dash driver for it, because I just don't trust it. But maybe Never could work out pretty well. And then like you see right here, it doesn't like click all the way. So I have to like unclick it and then really wrench it to really get it to stay in that spot sometimes. Always gotta go whoop. But that's just the Spriggan core. Like everybody knows the Spriggan core has that like clicking issue. You can see it's not fully clicked in. And then the last one I had there, which got burst super easy, was Cyclone Valkyrie 2 on 2, the Gold 2. And I forgot what this disc is called, but it's the one from the Magma Ifriter, Hasbro, and Atomic Dash. It got burst in the, what stadium was that? The Decagon Stadium. So it definitely got bodied. But it feels pretty tight, but it just got KO'd. And this one comes in at 61 grams. So not super heavy. Yeah, 74. This is on the lighter side just because this is missing 5 grams. Because these ones are all like 25 grams. And then the drivers I took with me as backups, but I didn't use any of these, but I always take extra drivers just in case. Were these ones here. So I take Tran Dash just because I like Tran. I rarely ever use it. I used to use it on this combo here, but I just haven't used it recently. Gyro, because like, you guys know I love Gyro. Ooh, Venture V. The plan would be for Venture V to swap out under Rage. So pop out that and then put it on Venture and see how that moves around the stadium. It all just depends. I didn't use it again, but that's what that one's for. So usually I have specific combos that these are gonna go on. So this one, So this one would get Tran, and then Rage would usually get this. This would usually go on maybe like this combo. I'll probably give it that. And then Gyro is just for my Astral. And then Wave is also for Astral. Hunter, also for Astral. Mobius was essentially for this one if needed. Let me see, Unite Dash is more for, it's like for this one. For this one to give it a little bit more standard necessary. Was this Planet, Metal Planet. That one was for this one, just in case I want a little bit more like aggression but stamina finish. And then Ultimate Reboot is also for this one. Now obviously these are interchangeable depending on what I think would work, but I usually don't change my combos. So for me, I make my combos for the most part the night before a Beyblade tournament, and then hope for the best. Like I have some staples, so this is a staple. You'll always see this in my deck. And then this is a staple. So these ones I already have in my head. This is already made, and I'm always playing around with like these ones. This is also a staple, so you always see this one. And it's something with Astral. But I'm still working on it. So if you have any suggestions though for combos you think I should run, let me know, because I would love to test out, or ways I can just make the combos I have better. That would be awesome as well. But yeah, that's it. I think I've taken enough of your time today. So with that being said, I appreciate you so much, and do me a solid favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you can, please go home and tell your mom you love her. I really appreciate you so much for watching these videos, and I hope you have a beautiful and amazing day. Also, yeah, just be happy, love yourself, be joyful. And I think I'm gonna have to tell you guys a story about how somebody stole my Astral Spriggan from me at Bladers Kingdom number 7. So if you're interested in hearing the story of how I got robbed for an Astral Spriggan, let me know. It's not too interesting, but I can make it interesting. I can make it feel super interesting of a story. But yeah, I'll catch you all later. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a beautiful and amazing day. See ya.